Hello and welcome to episode 1 part 2 of How Dense Can You Be? Bing noise. I've got to make that full screen because BeamNG Drive minimizes itself. Yes, part 2 where we test drive the Dense Defender that we made. And we're still getting those FPS issues.
We're at 59, 60, there we go.
Apologies for those watching, we're having frames per second issues on the recording. And so yeah, now we're going to be test driving them. We're going to start off in our off-road trials map that we use for, well, it's extreme off-roading. Jaw will be test driving, and Dense doesn't get a go because of the fact that he didn't make it 30 seconds into our previous recording attempt without swearing.
And giving horrible driving advice.
Yes, so he doesn't get a go.
It's not that horrible.
Anyway, let's begin.
It's a lovely burble.
It's a very nice noise.
Oh,
Ouch.
it's alright, it's fine, we've already lost the number plate.
Both number plates.
Yeah.
Both of them come
Both
off.
of them come
Yeah.
off. So at the minute, he's not got his diff locks and he's running a standard all-wheel drive. So, you know, normally what you ride on the road with.
So far, so good.
Yep. We do have a similar 4x4 that we've used on this track, basically the stand defender, and it did do quite well. This is a very, very difficult map for the vehicles, though. They do struggle in some places.
I mean, this is a proper off-roader. And proper off-road track.
Oh, what
Big, dirty, grunty, angry-looking. The cars themselves are angry-looking that big. This one and the actual track itself is hell on earth for the cars. So
For those wondering as well, that clanky sort of noise is the racing wheel kicking and moving about as we use it because we have feedback turned on. So if Joe puts his hand inside the wheel and it kicks, it will probably take off his thumb.
yeah,
Well, hurt anyway.
Probably.
it will turn you into a pirate in about one turn.
That's why my thumbs are staying outside the spokes.
Yes, it's the pro driving tip there for off-roading.
And any kind of driving.
Yeah, it's more
Ooh.
mainly a necessity for off-roading as the wheel is very unlikely to kick when normally driving.
Well, if you want to pass your exams, give your thumb out of
Yeah.
me.
It seems to be coping very well. I haven't had to use the diff locks yet.
Yeah,
I am clonking quite a lot of important things though.
you do have the off-road skid tray, which is kind of helping. I think if we were to fix this vehicle later on, would be to raise the ride height as a start. So you got a bit more ground clearance, or stiffen the suspension.
Right height.
Ride height would be an idea since we were hydro-locking a little there.
Ride height was towards the top, I believe, during.
Now he's going to go.
Doing it.
You're going to go
Now
for the rock
I'm
crawl.
going to attempt the rocks first.
So this is without any of the diff locks or anything enabled.
So this is the car on weak mode.
Basically, yes.
Right, I think I have to start locking diffs.
Yes, I'd lock all set. So
And now we give it the power mode.
that's rear diffs and your front diff locks. So now all the wheels will be spinning the same speed essentially.
Oh.
Ouch. Ouch! Have we beached? Not yet.
No, we got stuck on something.
That's why in between episodes I'm going to plug in the H shift and keep the mouse on that side of the on the opposite side.
Yeah, definitely ride height.
This is the one thing we like about Automation BeamNG having this work together that they did. It's very, very nice being able to build a car in automation and then export it into BeamNG Drive straight away. And you can experiment with your designs to find out the design faults.
It made it most of the way.
I was going to say, full right hand down.
Oh,
There you go, made the rock crawl.
I believe that's one of the first vehicles that actually made it across.
Yeah, do you want to keep the diff locks on? Especially with this bit.
yeah.
Now this, for those who can't see it here, this is a very sharp left-hander that leads into water. You have to turn pretty much now. There you go.
Oh, it's actually made it through.
I dread to think what will have to happen to this skid tray at the moment.
Yep.
Also, just to point
Whoa.
out, yeah, just to
That
point
does
out,
happen.
Yeah, I'm
so-
gonna roll this over. You press hold
Is that-
control and then click where you want to drag it. I'm gonna grab it from the top and lift it.
and a bit of a disclaimer for the actual car itself. None of us here are professional drivers. This is a video game simulating driving physics.
I do have some
So-
actual off-road driving experience.
Well, but so all the things that are gonna happen in this are less the car's fault and more no one here having a driving license.
There's nothing to do with
I
that.
might need low range for this bit.
Possibly. I'm gonna turn low range on for you. Right, we're now in low range, which keeps the. Oh, helps you get more grunt out of the engine. That doesn't feel very low rangey.
And we're going backwards.
And
Oh, it might right.
And now we're breakdancing.
There we go. Oh, smash up the front a little bit.
yeah, we try to do these without repairing the vehicle if we can help it. I think this is one you're gonna need just a run up for. And for those rocks when you do it. Ooh, and there we go.
Ah, light and perfect.
And put it back in normal range.
Ooh.
You just knocked the axle off.
And yeah, we just broke the front axle.
Okay. This isn't one you can really have a go at the vehicle for, considering the way you landed then.
Yeah.
You landed quite
Let's
sharp.
go.
Quite sharp on the rock.
There we go.
I mean, it still goes.
Yes, but I wouldn't. But it's
There we're going around these trees.
compromises off-road ability. Now this is a situation where, in reality,
In reality,
you've
it would
killed
no
the
longer
vehicle.
drive.
Yes, you've killed the vehicle here.
But it is still.
It is still going, but for the sake of this test, no. This is without injury though, so if you want to reset it, have the vehicle repaired and continue on there, because it's not a spot where the vehicle is straight up defeated here. We tend to judge and okay, this vehicle has stopped. Is it because the vehicle is incapable of going over this bit, or is it because the way we landed, we smacked it too hard or clipped something with driving? It's down to, was this to the driver's fault or was it the vehicle's fault? Now, the axle here was, well, it was punched out of its mounting
Pretty much, but it's still.
because of the way it landed. I'm amazed this is still going. Now this is another thing as well. Automation-made vehicles have the tendency to be indestructible to one state or another. Yep, you're going down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a reset.
Yeah, I ain't getting out of that one.
Just reset a bit. Ooh, got a bit more.
Oh, that might go a little more. There we go. And look, then the front axle has magically fixed itself.
Yes. Now we got a fixed front axle. You can continue.
It's down. No, it wasn't down there.
Let's head to your left. Actually, to your right now. Now these smaller off-roaders we tend to make, I say smaller, more mid-sized off-roaders, tend to be the ones that do exceptionally well in these scenarios. These smaller off-roaders tend to have a little bit of really grip issues because there's not enough weight on them to get enough of the power down. And the bigger ones, obviously, they're too big. They end up beaching themselves. Hello, a studio audience has returned, ladies and gentlemen. So we do our off-road testing. Just returned for your monster. Yep. And our studio audience has left, ladies and gentlemen. And she's
Oh, and in the meantime, we have.
Oh,
I
that's.
I got a crunch.
I think you just.
There you go.
There
Nailed
we
it.
go. Nailed it.
Congratulations, you just walked the breakdance competition.
It wasn't really a competition, but
This
there we
thing's amazing.
go. It is quite good, this.
You spin me right round. Baby,
Stop.
right
We're
round.
not going there.
Copyright.
Copyright strike. It's okay, you sung it badly enough, it don't make a difference. You need a
Oh, I think I need
winch.
to reset for this one.
You need a winch. Keep pressing Alt.
Right control and mouse click.
Yep, the drive. Doing that, we kind of allow because in reality you'd have a mate or something with a winch to pull you upright in this sort of thing, because it is a sort of trials area.
Right, this bit is usually where all previous 4x4s have
Hydrolocked.
failed.
Yes.
So it's too deep.
Yes, they fill up with water.
Your room is absolutely sweating.
It is quite warm in here.
Yeah.
And
in this
we've
case,
broken
yes,
the engine.
this has been broken, which is as far as this vehicle's probably getting, really, because you've got to be quick on that, dealing with it.
Yeah, but that's less the car and more us not being able to drive it through this properly.
You sure?
Oops, still full left lock.
Let's go forward and gun it. Just gun it. Just gun it. Get into the centre bit.
Pedal to metal. Remember the wise words.
There you go.
Power.
There you
Okay.
go. Also doesn't help, you can't really see where the bottom is.
Okay. Hold there a minute. Let it dry a little. Okay, now you should be good.
We can do it from the right.
Hydrolocking is when water gets inside the engine, inside the cylinders, and floods it, and then breaks something normally.
That would be nice to add to BeamNG, not BeamNG, the other one, automation, to be able to waterproof the engine bay.
Add snorkels, effectively.
Just and
Oh,
working
that's
snorkels. No add-on components.
I think I'm just wedged in a tree.
I think you are. And I'm gonna give you a tow.
Never mind.
Now there aren't many vehicles we have actually gone through and completed a trail with.
I need some help here.
He's turtled it.
It's gone to sleep. It's just rolled over and fallen asleep.
Fact, I'm basically lifting it. There you go.
And boom.
Keeps dropping it below 60 FPS. It's bugging me on the recording.
Nice to work out.
Yes, given the way that this is handling, I feel like the endurance off-road track we put it on, which is just very simply a dirt circuit, quite a small dirt circuit. We'll tend to run it around a little while basically being ruthless with it. Now, the way Joe is driving here, although it seems to the contrary, he's trying to keep it going. He's not just booting it and hoping for the best.
Wrong turn.
You're gonna hit that tree when you come forward. Oh, no, never mind.
Same.
Also, contrary to all visible signs, in fact, he's not actively trying to murder this vehicle.
No, the next one will be planting it and trying to break it.
Oh, do I actually get to drive?
Oh, yes, we'll let Dens have a go driving because he has to physically try to break it.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a
Is that-
quick one.
Minister of Destruction.
Yes. Oof.
No,
No,
that fits.
To quote the song lyric, he's the instrument of destruction.
Oh yeah.
If you beach yourself. I think you might cook the clutch.
Steer the mouse.
Oh yeah, the range.
Boot it.
I think you're only going to succeed in knocking the axles off.
Yep.
That's a stuck vehicle.
Yeah.
You need, yeah, you need, I think, yeah, to deal with that you need bigger wheels.
Oof. You actually bent the car.
Yeah, it does happen. If you have the, because you're physically pulling on the vehicle, if you have the force set high enough,
That's something I should be doing.
you can have, you can bend the metal, and you just lost your tyre.
Reset. Oh no, we're trying to.
Yeah, normally we pass over these pits and the 90-degree chunks here because they're,
I'm at least going to attempt it and see what breaks.
yes. If you can make it to the house climbing section, we'll call it a pass.
Low range again.
I will remap some of the keys on the The words escape me, I'm afraid. The racing wheel.
Well, it made it most of the way over.
If I can for the low ridge. You are not getting over those in this.
Correct, I am not.
If you couldn't make it over the pipes, you ain't making it over that. But this is doing quite well. The only resets we've had to do are because of, well, you hydrolocked it the one time. That's because you stopped in the middle of it.
I went off the edge.
Yeah. Which is not car fault. You can't blame it because you drove it off, I think. You snapped the axle off on one of them, which was again...
Well, it kept going.
It kept going despite that. And the other resets are just because you got stuck.
Got stuck in an accidental reset when I punctured it.
Oh yeah, you blew a tyre, which honestly we can count as okay because you are carrying a spare tyre on the back.
Yeah.
It's the you do not get another. If you blow another tyre, that's it. You've blown that tyre. And this bit is one I tend to fall off with a lot.
Whoop.
That shorter wheelbase does give you quite a lot. I say shorter wheelbase.
This is the long wheelbase.
It's the long wheelbase version because of this length of the wheelbase. You are very, very quick at turning it round, which is a blessing and a curse if you, depending on how you use it. You are still driving with your diffs locked though.
Yeah. Again, that falling off the side.
I'll probably unlock your rear diffs here.
Where does it go?
Just straight
ahead.
down. Now take a left. I feel like the navigator in a rally stage.
Yeah, you're essentially.
You in the back.
Backseat driver.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying the ride.
He's the bloke that he's our ooh, he's the guy we use for the winches. I can't say the word.
I am missing the joke.
I can't say it because it's not a broadcastable word.
Okay, tell me after the recording.
Mm.
Ouch!
It's right, we landed on my wheel, we're fine.
Yeah. Ouch.
That's right, we landed on wheels, it's fine. I can reverse up that.
Are you trying to breakdance again, or...?
Let's just trying to turn it around. That's a rocket up and down, I think. There you
Ooh,
go.
nice.
There's a bit of a drop there. Now the sand area.
Whoa.
And this is where we mark it as a pass.
For those of you who want to try this map, I do recommend it because it's fun to drive on.
I will have to...
Just get a good enough car.
There is a lot more to it than this.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are probably about halfway.
Oh, not even that.
Yeah, this is just a lot of this.
And that's where it's parked.
Yes, we're not moving it from there. This map has a... it's a huge map, but there's a lot of this bit where we're climbing over buildings and things, and we're not... you wouldn't really do this with this vehicle.
I mean, you wouldn't do this with this vehicle. If I had the option to drive above buildings, of course I'd take it.
Mangle the back slightly.
Just a tad. I think we'll take it to our... This is where we destroy it.
This is where we put it in the building.
Yes, we'll put it in the building. This is where...
We've put it in the put it in the balcony for safekeeping.
Yes, this is where we put dents in the seat now. That map, by the way, for those interested, was the Off-Road Trials map. Definitely recommend. By Hendrix. It's good to know that he's a good guitarist. And a good map creator. Now this is the bit where you put Dents back in charge.
No, I'm driving at destruction now.
We swap over, I'll take the test track then. The race track. We have a stage each. So, if you want, you can demonstrate the track in a lap of John.
We're doing it in John.
You may as well. This is a this is a demonstration lap in a little Morris Minor, essentially. It's a nice track that lets you put an off-road vehicle to its limits in just terms of planting it. Seeing it at sort of this sort of valley stage. It's not the extreme off-roading, it's more endurance that we focus on here. For example, one of the vehicles we used, which we dubbed as the Loaf. Anyone who plays SnowRunner will be familiar with the vehicle. Now, just to point out, John does not have power steering.
No, when I've bent something.
Yes. The Loaf, we did this and we were able to test it to such a degree where the gears one by one failed and it overheated and blew up essentially.
Oh, just like my first. Oh no, my first captain blew up because of overheating. It blew up because it had too many. Well, it blew up for very other reasons.
So yes, the idea is we would just run this around the track, effectively just doing this track, and it's more stressing the engine than anything else. It's the engine and drivetrain that we stress here, not the suspension.
And the driver.
And making sure the driver can hold the corners. Yeah, just to point out, Joe's at nearly full right-hand lock to keep us in a straight line. Would you like to complete the rest of the lap in a reset vehicle?
Nope, I will manage. I'll complete one lap in John.
Right, you've got 2 more corners left and then it's it. The next one is the bumpy section. For future testing, we will, again, as I said earlier, well, I think I said earlier, is not have people driving past.
I would say something, but I'm not allowed because of I was told to censor myself.
And there goes Twonk, driving past.
Yes, in the car we made for him. Because you haven't seen that one yet.
No.
Right, you go and watch episode 2. Get my views up, man. No, so this is the last corner. If you want to park it there. Said park it there.
Close enough.
That'll do. Get in the other vehicle and we'll plop dents in there.
Oh, awesome.
So the general idea for him then will be to, again, drive into destruction.
And I want to defend myself now. I cannot drive.
Don't need you, just literally, a lot of this is just planting it.
Well, I give him...
With most vehicles, you put it in second and plant it.
Well, now for a quick question. Is there a way to put it into automatic?
There is no auto.
No, this isn't an automatic, it's a manual gearbox.
Oh, great.
Look, that's change up, that's change down. I assume you know
Yeah, I
when
get
to
that
change
much.
up and down.
Well,
Ugh.
I'll try.
Rotating round.
Yes. Just, yeah, we don't have any space in this room, really. And the acoustics aren't any good in the kitchen. And you have people coming in and out all the time.
Yes.
Oh, stop. Ah, that's the brake. Okay. Got it.
Oh god.
Prepare to be astonished.
And pedal to metal. It's not in forward. Out wall.
You crashed it immediately.
Yes.
Oh my dear.
So I think the lesson planted.
Other way. To the right.
Yeah, sorry. Take your foot off the power, then change down. The game doesn't let you change down if you're not in the right gear.
You can't even brake dance a car, Dance. I mean...
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
As you were saying.
You didn't have the diffs locked.
Yeah.
Now for a rap battle.
Right. Wanna say, right, and foot off the power.
Alright. Thank you.
That was with the assistance of Jordan.
Yes. I had to step in and hold the wheel.
I want to take it out of low range,
Yes.
or you'll rev it to oblivion.
It's kind of the point here. Right, put in second.
Up, forward. Eyes on the road, not on the speedometer. Fuck. I'm trying to stop myself from swearing.
Right, just focus on driving in second. Even that gear's fine enough. Because the whole point is to test the... Look at the brake. Oh, get up. This is not a fair test when you butcher it on one of the corners. And hang on.
Well, driving is not my strong suit.
Joe is going back and Joe's taking the driver's seat again, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said, I cannot drive.
Neither can I, and I can still do a better job than you. Dear Lord.
I like driving slow, around speeds of 40 to maybe 60 maximum.
You weren't even going 30.
Yeah, well, it's off-road.
Once you do a lap in front-wheel drive, we'll switch it over to rear-wheel drive. Oh, sorry, all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive. Ooh, that was a crunch. So, Joe, how does it handle in the more just planting it down country lanes?
Well, it tends to bounce quite a lot.
What is a bouncy track? You just went over the bouncy part then.
Right. I look back roughly at the start line.
So again,
Try it again.
you might want to unlock the diffs. Oof. Will slide quite nicely when you control it and you're not just planting it.
It's very easy to four-wheel, very nice to do a nice four-wheel drift.
Yes, which gives me the impression that if we had rear-wheel drive, it would spin quite easily.
Yep.
Oh, lovely there.
Still a touch wayward.
Yep. We'll give you 3 laps.
That was my bad.
Yeah, this is more of a handling circuit than the endurance one, but still.
It's one where you can plant it, get
Yes.
some good speed.
And see how it handles at a reasonably high speed off-road corner.
Under the hands of a good driver, of course.
Well, somebody knows what they're doing, to a degree.
Yeah.
In returns to, we did drive it on the test track, the normal automation test track, which I will take in a minute. But our general thoughts on that was stiffer suspension, due to how bouncy and kind of wayward it is.
True, but it's not really designed for.
Yes, it's not
track
designed for that.
work.
It's designed for this sort of thing.
This, I'd say, the suspension's just about right.
Yes. Just, again, what we kind of...
Maybe a little stiffer because it does bounce quite a lot on this section.
It's quite a bit... That is a very bumpy section, but yes. And the one thing I'm glad we aren't suffering from, which can happen on occasion with these vehicles, is axle tramping. For those that are not aware of that, it's when it'll sort of hop along because there's honestly not enough weight over that set of wheels. It's sort of the opposite of what we get for wheel spin. It's kind of the axle tramp is kind of the opposite you get for wheel spin. It's sort of the other end of the spectrum. Because wheel spin you tend to get from too much weight or force on sort of not enough grip. An axle tramp would be not enough weight to deal with the grip. It's more of a triangle now that I think about it, but either way. Ooh, that was a bounce.
So, it's really nice to drive.
It is really...
Apart from that little really bumpy bit, I mean, and that corner.
The interesting vehicle that we may come back to later. If you do one more lap, Joe, and we'll call it there for this vehicle.
Tip it in.
Ooh, that's wide.
My bad, I got overconfident. Oh, I've stalled.
You just stole it.
You basically pulled a Hamilton. Well, do you watch the race?
I've only seen the first half of the race. I haven't seen the rest of it yet.
Oh, then I cannot tell you what happens.
Let me guess, Hamilton stalls.
Or Hamilton does a thing.
Yes. Let's stick with that.
Last thing I saw was Stroll have a blowout.
I was only there for the last 2 turns. I don't know what happens before that, but those last 2 turns. That made me want to watch Formula 1. I'm not
Ooh,
particularly
that
into
was-
Formula 1.
That did a thing.
That did a thing by you mean it crashed.
Should have been better than you.
Hey, I'm not saying you're driving worse than I do, but it's still a crash.
Take a little easier.
To be fair, everyone in this flat probably drives better than I do. Considering I hated driving.
And typical crunch.
I don't know what people enjoy about driving.
It's good fun.
It's stressful.
And yeah, there are your 3 laps. So, driver's review on the off-road circuit, where it's kind of designed to biff about on.
It's actually very nice to drive. You can sort of kick it into a slide, straight up the steering, plant it, and it just nice 4-wheel drift around, and then
Yes.
fires off down the next straight.
I will point out as well, this is with all the diffs locked as well.
That was with all the diffs locked. You kind of would have it on
Yeah.
for this sort of track. It's sort of mud and dirt.
Yes.
But no, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you know how to drive.
Yeah, and the other requirement for the vehicle, it drives well.
Mildly crunched at the front.
So I've got 3 requirements. Very, very good on a serious off-road circuit. Off-road track, the trials we run just now. Good on the loose surface, just for driving about faster than you really would be driving something like this. We were treating that as if it was a rally vehicle, not a serious off-road vehicle, and it was more than happy with what we were doing.
It shrugged off most hits.
Yeah.
With ease.
Most of it was a little bit of
It's just it got a bit out of control when on the bouncier stuff.
yes, and that's only
Maybe
that's more just because we're probably going too fast on that one.
too
than-
fast.
Yes. And the other requirement: would you buy one if this came on sale and was available? This is for our target audience, by the way.
Yeah, like... Yes, the answer is yes. I love the Defender, all of it, especially the old one.
No, forget this Defender. This is a different vehicle.
It's based on a Defender.
The original ideas came from the Defender, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, I would buy it, especially for that backspace. Once you have a trailer, you can put stuff into the trailer, carry it around.
That's why I
Plus,
fit
you
it-
have a...
We have a trailer.
That's why I fitted it with a tow bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a requirement. You can essentially put your bike on it, drive it to where you want to go, get on the bike.
Fit a few mountain bikes in the back of that.
Does everything we needed to do.
Yeah,
So that's a pass.
yeah.
So on that bombshell.
On that success.
We didn't.
Watch us never live up to this again.
Yeah, this is the only time this is ever going to work, considering the plans I've got for the next episode.
I mean, considering you have me, who has possibly the lowest standards in car,
Yes.
and it has to have a steering wheel, 4 wheels, an engine, somewhere to sit in.
The other episodes may not have the person it was aimed for appear on or not. It depends on if they're available on that. But yes, I've got a couple of thoughts about the next vehicle, which we'll get to next time. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, usual stuff. And we will see you next time.
Ciao.